Okay, performance test of a positive displacement pump for MLab 2. So, check nyo yung picture, ayan yung displacement pump, piston in cylinder combination yan, in and out. So, ganyan yung principle ng positive displacement pump. So, from your forward machinery. Okay. Ang reference natin is yung power plant ni Potter. So, reciprocating pumps. So, for many years, reciprocating pumps were the only type of pump used in power station. Manoon. Today, they are used only where the flow is too small for the satisfactory design of centrifugal pumps or where there is moderate capacity with high level of head. And high head, moderate capacity. So, approximate ranges of application of reciprocal and centrifugal pumps are indicated in Figure 1. So, ito yung range niya. So, capacity, yung boundary. Reciprocating dito, side, ito. Tapos, yung centrifugal, itong side. Yan. So, ito yung mixture. Yan, sa mga service range. So, pag nagpipili kayo ng pump, pumasok dito, 100 GPM, then 1,000 feet. So, reciprocating pump yung gamitin mo. Hindi pwede yung centrifugal kasi ang baba ng flow niya. Okay? So, specific location of reciprocating pumps in modern power plant includes yan, condensate and boiler feed pumps in small installation, evaporator feed pump, fuel oil pump, chemical pumps for feed water treatment, etc. Kaya hindi laging centrifugal. Among advantages of reciprocating pumps are their flexibility of operation, their nearly constant efficiency for wide ranges, changes in capacity and head, and their ability to handle small volume at high head. Disadvantages include oil contamination of the steam, packing, and valve troubles, pulsating flow and head, higher cost, greater floor space, and complexity of moving parts. Reciprocating pumps have been classified previously sa mga subject nyo as A, direct acting, and B, indirect acting. A direct acting pump of figure 2 is motivated by steam force on the steam piston. So, ang ano niya, nag-supply siya ng power is yung steam. So, direct acting. Yung iba, indirect is yung electric. Diba? Yung piston. Yung ano siya, minumove yung ng rotary power. So, dito, yung isang side niya is steam. Yung isa, saan ba yung steam dito? Liquid. Isang side dyan is yung water. Open water. Check natin. So, basta yung isang side dyan. Liquid plates removable. So, ito tutulak to ng steam. Halimbawa dito, ng steam, papunta doon. Or ito sa baba to. Tulak siya ng steam doon, so kinocompress yan. Tapos dito naman, compress naman dito yung steam. So, yeah. Itong side lang is one side. Depende ko alin dyan ang andito. Sa loob. Iba yung double acting sa single acting. Double acting sa direct acting. Single acting, yung isang side lang may laman. Yung double acting, dalawang side may laman. So, consider tayo dito sa yung feed water. So, the steam piston is directly connected to the piston by rod. Yun nga. So, part pa yun ng direct acting. So, ito. Yung steam piston connected doon sa by rod doon sa water piston. So, that any force exerted on the steam piston is transmitted to the water piston. Compare this with indirect acting or power pump shown in figure 3. Yan. So, this is to yung rotating May motor dyan. So, ano niya doon. So, ito yung nag-provide ng power doon sa water para ma-compress. Well, the power for driving the water piston is obtained from an electric motor through gears. Bakit may gears? Para yung speed. Ito ang bilis nito. So, i-reduce mo yung speed niya. Gear, reducer. Internal combustion engine and steam engines may also be used to drive indirect acting pump. The discharge pressure of power-driven pump will become high enough to break the pump if the discharge valve is closed during operation. For this reason, power pump should be equipped with the relief valves on the discharge. So, yan. Kita mo sa mga pumps, meron siyang relief valve. So, overpressure yon. Water and steam piston of direct acting pump are typically double acting. So, yan. So, typically, both side ng piston, merong liquid. So, or steam. Therefore, water is pumped during each stroke of the pump. Forward stroke, backward stroke. Napapump siya. And direct acting pumps may be either yan, single acting or double acting. The pump shown in figure 3 is double acting. Ito. Yan. Double acting. So, both sides meron. Another classification of reciprocating pump indicates the number of water cylinder contained in the pump. Siyempre, those with only one water cylinder are known as simplex pump. Figure 4. For those with two water cylinder are duplex pump. Dalawa. Those with three cylinder are triplex pumps. When the pump is direct acting, there must be a steam cylinder for each water cylinder. Okay. So, cylinder and slope dimension for reciprocating pumps are always designated in inches with diameter of steam cylinder first, normally sa English units. O sa SI, may iba dyan, standard na is yung converted from English units. 10 inches is 254 mm. Okay? The liquid cylinder next, and the stroke last. Okay? Yan, A. So, a 6x4 10 pump would have 6 inches diameter steam cylinder, 4 inches water cylinder. Dalawang cylinder mo dyan, and 10-inch stroke. Pero this is for single acting kasi isang cylinder lang, isang combination of cylinder ang natin. Calculation of cylinder size of direct acting pump. Direct acting, yung both sides meron. Steam pressure acting on the face of the piston. Yung isa, madali na lang yan. Yung indirect. So dito, steam pressure acting on the face of the piston of a direct acting pump produces a force which causes the piston to move. So there is no flywheel attached to the mechanism. The steam pressure must be sufficient to move the piston throughout the entire stroke. Such an engine in which steam is emitted with 100% cutoff is known as non-expansion engine. So the force exerted on the piston rod is equal to the piston area times the difference in steam pressure acting on two faces of the piston. Thus, PF is equal to PI minus PE times DS squared plus pi over 4. Diba yung piston? Okay, F is equal to the force in pounds. P sub I is inlet steam pressure PSIA. P exhaust steam pressure PSIA. PI minus PE is equal to the main effective pressure. DS is the steam piston diameter in inches. So this is the force exerted on the piston rod acting on two faces of the piston. Kasi yung isang side is nasa inlet pressure. Ano pa. Then exhaust, yung isa steam side to, steam side. Yan. So, tapos yung steam, nagbaba yung pressure sa exhaust. Sa opposite side, since double act to, double acting. So, kabilang side nasa exhaust pressure, kabilang side nasa inlet. Yung isang side, so yan. Kaya, ito na yung, ano siya, pig minus mo. Only a part of this force, subot sa may rad, di ba? Ito. Ito pala yung simplex. Subot sa may rad. Tinatanong dito, ang sabi dito, this is the piston rod. Force exerted on piston rod. Hindi to doon sa piston. Yung sa piston is iba naman. Okay? So, yung isa dito, wala, diameter ng piston ginagamit doon. Ito yung sa rod. Only a part of this force is transmitted to the liquid because of the frictional resistance of the plug around the shaft and possibly because of some leakage of steam past the piston ring. So, itong mga leakage piston, piston ring, so other topics na to. Okay? Wala tayo sa ano natin. Siguro nasa mga parts ng pumps to. The force transmitted to the liquid piston will be EMF, where EM is the mechanical efficiency sa table 1. So, dito mechanical efficiencies of direct acting pump, long stroke, piston type, plunger. Plunger type, mas malaki sa piston. Okay? So, yan, ang mga efficiency. Okay? So, itong mga parts na to, hindi man masyadong di-discuss. Pero sa actual practice, ito yung mga hahawakan mo pa nag-test, nag-assemble ka, nag-repair ka ng pump. Itong mga, yan, packing. So, kaya aralan nyo rin dyan pagka-graduate nyo. This force must be sufficient to increase the liquid pressure from suction to discharge pressure. So, EMF is equal to PD minus PS times DL squared pi over 4. So, PD is equal to discharge pressure. PS is the suction pressure. PSI. DL is the diameter of liquid piston. And so, other symbol as in equation 1. Okay, so tama. The steam piston diameter pala. So, ito naman, ano, what ganun? Yan. Minus DL. So, PD minus PS naman, then yan. Okay, so then EMF is equal to EM times pi over 4 DS is equal to PI minus P is equal to AM pi over 4 times DL is equal to PD minus PS. So DS, diameter of steam piston is DL times square root of PD minus PS over AM plus PI minus PD. Okay, so equation 4 indicates that the diameter of steam piston is direct function of diameter of liquid cylinder. But the liquid cylinder diameter obviously must be determined from the quantity of liquid, length of the stroke, and number of stroke per minute. So a stroke may be defined as in the travel in one direction of the connecting rod from one extreme position to other extreme position. So a piston will require 2 stroke or 1 cycle to return to its original starting point. So 1 cycle is 2 stroke. So piston displacement for multiple cylinder pump is PD is equal to pi over 4 DL squared L SN over 231 is equal to L SN times DL squared over 294. Okay, so dito pala, negligible yung piston rod diameter. Okay, consider lang para for convenience ng equation na to. Yan. So unactual, so kung gusto mong detailed, so i-minus mo yung piston diameter, piston na diameter sa isang side. So kaso ito, kabilaan siya. So PD is the piston displacement. DL is the liquid piston diameter. L is the length of the stroke. S is the strokes per minute. N is the number of cylinder. So, if calculation of, okay pa rin. Even when a reciprocating pump is in good condition, it will not discharge a quantity of liquid equal to piston displacement because of leakage past the packings and valves. Also, the piston do not always travel the same distance during each stroke of a duplex pump. Usually, the customary definition of volumetric efficiency, EB, is as the ratio of the actual volume discharged to the piston displacement. Slip is 1 minus volumetric efficiency. So, slip is 1 minus E sub B. So, modify equation 5. The actual discharge from the pump is GPM is equal to PD times 1 minus slip. Or LSN times DL squared minus times 1 minus slip over 294. So the magnitude of slip will depend on the type of valve and the condition of the pump. Slip will vary from 2% for pumps in good condition to as much as 40% or more for pumps in poor condition of repair. Taking into account the types of valve employed in pumps for power plant service and the average state of repair of power plant, slip may be estimated as 10 to 20% when selecting the pump. Malaki rin. It is always wise to choose a reciprocating pump that is slightly too large rather than one that will just meet the capacity conditions. So, ayan, advisable naman nun. Sabi nga, di ba? Oversize. Pero, siyempre, meron kang reference niyan. So, example number 1, determine the discharge in pounds per hour and gallons per minute of 10 by 6 by 12 duplex pump operating at 35 stroke per minute if the slip is 7% and the water is at 150. Okay? So, given 10 by 6 by 12 duplex pump, S is 35 strokes per minute, S 0.07, water at 150. So, discharge in pounds per hour of gallons per minute, ito yung required solution for duplex pump, N is equal to 2. So, GPM is PD times 1 minus slip is LS and DL is equal to 1 minus slip over 294. So, L is 12 inches, DL is equal to 6 inches. So, GPM is 12. Yung length mo times 35 strokes per minute times 2 times 6 squared times 1 minus 0.07294 is 95 GPM. So, ito yung answer mo. Okay. So, in pounds per hour, so the water at 150 specific volume is 0.016343 cubic feet per pound from steam table, yung B sub F. Our density is 1 over 0.016343, 61.19 pound per cubic feet. Wag ka mag-assume ng 1,000. 62.4 kasi may given kang temperature. So the pounds per hour is 95.66 times 61.19 over 62.4 times 8.34 pounds per gallon is 60 minutes per hour is 143 pounds per hour. Conversion lang yan. Kasi ito okay to. Itong ratio na to is ratio ko lang 4 dito. 8.34 is based on 62.4. Next, rotary pump. So one design of a rotary pump is using double helical gear. Positive displacement into, as shown in figure 6. So this pump is built for counterclockwise rotation when facing the end of the pump having the shaft extension. So kapag andito ka, pag andito ka nakatayo, so paharap ka dito, so that is counterclockwise ganyan. In that position, the suction would be on the right side of the pump and the discharge on the left side. So, explain niya. Fluid entering the pump is trapped in the buoys between gear teeth and is carried around the pump next to the casing to the discharge side. There it is compressed by discharge pressure and expelled. Double helical gear teeth have two advantages. One, there is no end thrust. And two, none of the fluid is compressed between the top land of the one gear and the bottom land of the other when the two gear mesh. Any fluid trapped between the two land has its pressure relieved by the channel effect of the helical teeth, leading back to the discharge space. So leakage from the discharge to suction can be reduced by cutting the teeth with little or no root clearance. Gear pump formed from spark teeth tend to be noisy and have low efficiency, particularly at high speed, because fluid is trapped between gear lands when the gear mesh. So helical to. Diba? Other rotary pumps have impellers formed as loops, eccentric piston, eccentric guide vanes, or single and double screw. So, walang picture dito. Check nyo na lang sa internet. Rotary pumps have some characteristic of reciprocating in that they are positive displacement and that they will develop dangerously high pressure if operated against a closed discharge. However, they are particularly suitable for small capacities. The principal application of rotary pumps in steam power plant are for handling fuel oil, lubricating oils, and control fluids in such as non-inflammable synthetic resins. Okay? So, this is the end of this topic, positive displacement pump. Ito yung definition and suction, operation, and compression. So, yan. It's okay. So, out na tayo. Wait. Hmm. Okay, wait lang. Ito yung display pump. Basta may piston cylinder or rotary type. Iko. Okay, wait. Mag-off.